Hi everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we dive deep into the world of corporate filings. Today we're looking at a Form 8K from New Mountain Guardian IV Income Fund, a fund that invests in other companies. This isn't your typical earnings report with exciting revenue figures. Instead, it's about something a bit more behind the scenes, a capital drawdown, or a fancy way that a company requests money from investors. Before we start, if you appreciate getting straight insights from corporate documents, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below for discussing it further with fellow investors. So what's this Form 8K all about? Well, companies use it to announce significant events to investors. In this case, New Mountain Guardian IV Income Fund is telling everyone about a recent decision it made to sell more of its own units. It is a signal of how they are going to do new investments. This report is dated June 13, 2025, meaning this event happened around that time. The report was filled a few days later. The company in question is New Mountain Guardian IV Income Fund, L.L.C. It's based in Delaware and its main office is in New York City. This part includes a few legal checkboxes. None of them are checked, which simply means that no other simultaneous filings are relevant here. This Form 8K stands alone. Now we get to the heart of the matter, item 3.02. Unregistered sale of equity securities. This means the company sold some of its ownership shares without registering them with the SEC through a standard public offering. On June 13, 2025, New Mountain Guardian IV Income Fund decided to sell 5,124,050 units. Think of these as shares of the company. They sold these units for an aggregate offering price of $51,240,500. That's roughly $10 per unit. The filing states that no underwriting discounts or commissions were involved. This means the company sold the units directly to investors without using an intermediary like an investment bank. Often investment banks charge fees that would reduce the money the company gets. The sale is expected to be finalized around June 30, 2025, meaning it won't take long for them to close the deal. The investors who bought these units are required to provide funds when the company needs them. The company has to give them a minimum of 10 business days notice. In other words, it's like a commitment from investors to pay up when the company asks. This strategy is often used in private funds where investment opportunities depend on when the cash is required. Finally, the company claims that this sale of units didn't need to be registered with the SEC because it falls under Section 4A and 2 and Rule 500 and C-Cell securities to accredited investors without registration, avoiding the expensive and complicated process of a public offering. The last item is simply about the exhibits included with the filing, and it refers to the standard interactive data file. Now, what does all of this mean? Well, the fact that New Mountain Guardian IV Income Fund is doing a capital drawdown tells us a few things. First, they likely have identified some investments that the company thinks are quite good. Second, they're confident they can raise this amount of capital from their existing investors who have already committed to providing funds. This shows that they have the support of their current investors. Third, if they have the support of their current investors. Third, if they didn't need to register this sale with the SEC, the company saved itself time and money. This could mean this move also saves investors money. On the downside, capital drawdowns can sometimes signal that the fund hasn't performed as well as expected. If the existing investments made using previous drawdowns were lucrative and successful, the fund might be able to take out loans to fund current endeavors. The fact that a new round of capital has been requested might mean that they need more to make everything balance. Ultimately, the company appears to be strategically positioning itself to make new investments and potentially grow its portfolio. But as investors, we should always look deeper to understand the true reasons behind such moves and confirm they align with the overall strategy and performance of the fund. Alright, that's our breakdown of New Mountain Guardian IV Income Fund's latest filing. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.